I don't see. My thing is that you can do what you want. Like, I'm not criticizing that part. That's not my criticism. What Kara was saying is that I understand you not want to take a political stand in a public forum if that's not your gig, but it's only because you have taken a political stand on your show. I watch almost all of his shows, all the time, and he talks a lot about politics.
And then
but then you stop at Trump. Like, it's weird that you stopped at Trump. Joe Rogan. So people were asking us about this whole thing. Joe Rogan endorsed
JFK Jr.
He's going to write in JFK Jr.
That's just what they do. That's politics. They do it on the left. They do it on the right. They gaslight you. They manipulate you. They promote narratives. And the only one who's not doing that is Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
You a fan?
Yeah, I am a fan. Yeah, he's the only one that makes sense to me. He's the only one that he doesn't attack people. He attacks actions and ideas, but he's much more reasonable and intelligent. I mean, the guy was an environmental attorney and cleaned up the East River. I mean, he's a legitimate guy.
Okay, so Joe Rogan, I watch Joe Rogan, by the way. I'm a fan of his show. I don't believe, he's like he says this, that he was a vote blue no matter who. He was always that person. In many ways, he still is. He's already said that publicly. But when it came to Trump, he was a bit different back in the day. So there's a little clip of Joe talking about Trump during the Biden presidency. And let's watch the clip.
And the country was in a great economic situation.
Yeah.
And it looked like his policies were actually effective, and that it looked like the unemployment was down, all business was building, regulations were being relaxed, more things were getting done. When you look at it from a policy perspective, if you just look at it on paper, what he did was effective. A lot of people think it was effective. You don't like him as a personality, so you ignore that. Don't do that. Look at it in terms of a policy perspective. People liked the ideas that he was putting forward.
So that's just a little clip of him talking about Donald Trump and his feelings on Donald Trump and as being a president, and I would concur with what he is saying there. I would consider Joe Rogan to be a kind of sound, logical person. You know what I mean? And so I think what's bothering people, he's doing something very not logical.
Yeah.
It's not very logical to do this. Like on a personal note, when I think about this subject, people are allowed to vote whoever they want to vote for. I mean, I just, you can do whatever you want to do. But I think that when we look at where the country's at right now, I think you need to draw a line in the sand. I have a problem when people are on the fence with things or do things like this. Because at some point you do have to draw that line and say, no, this is where we're at. Do I agree with every single policy the Republicans do? No. But I do with most of them. Democrats, I'm sorry.
I mean, this is not the time to be lukewarm.
Yeah.
And I think this is how we got here. Too many people being lukewarm, being too comfortable in America because we're a first world country and we have all this freedom here and we've been so relaxed and so chill and we don't go through what a lot of other countries go through. We think we do. We all think we hate. There are people that sit around saying burning flags and saying they hate America and everything, but you don't know. You haven't been out of this country to know that, what these other countries go through. We are very cushy. Even if you're poor, you're very cushy compared to poverty in other countries.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like I said, the UK is going through a time where they're actually getting arrested for writing stuff on Facebook.
Right.
I mean, how can that's a freedom of speech problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so to me, people who don't draw a line in the sand are people who create problems. So that, to me, in my opinion, the reason why he said RFK Jr., which has no shot of winning, the reason why he said that is because he doesn't want to lose access. And this is what happens to a lot of celebrities when it happens, like when we talk about people like, which is why I don't care about celebrity endorsements. Like I said about Amber Rose, when we talk about her, I don't care about celebrity endorsements. I don't care about celebrities and their opinions because they go wherever it's financially expedient for them. Right. If they feel like they're going to not get access, they are not going to do anything that's going to jeopardize their living. He doesn't want to possibly get X'd out or something, get canceled.
You're excluding the person who, as the clip I just watched, that you just watched, it's going to be better for the country.
I mean, if you don't want to have him on the show, which he said, I'm
that's weird
I'm
too.
never going to have him on the show, and you want to stay in the middle of the road, you want to talk about politics.
But why?
I totally agree with someone who doesn't want to talk about politics. Believe me, Danielle and I talk about politics, and believe me, you're going to rub people the wrong way because when you draw a line in the sand, people, when you challenge other people's worldview, they get mad. And if he's feeling like that, then I totally understand. Don't talk about it. But when you have RFK Jr. on your show, Tulsi Gabbard on your show, and Bernie Sanders on your show, and then you make a point and say you're not going to have Donald Trump on your show, then stay out of politics or stop having politicians on the show, because it looks like you're if you're a Democrat, you're a Democrat, because all those people are Democrats.
Yeah.
But if you're going to say I don't like politics, or I don't want to get into it, stop talking about it and stop bringing politicians on your show in general.
Now, he is still, we have to understand though, he is still an entertainer. So I know that there is no way that he's going to endorse Donald Trump knowing that his audience is largely going to be liberal.
Yeah.
He's in a liberal world. He has his job is liberal. Everything's very liberal.
He's in Austin, Texas. Yeah. That's a liberal part of Texas.
But it is. I don't see. My thing is that you can do what you want. Like, I'm not criticizing that part. That's not my criticism. What Kara was saying is that I understand you not want to take a political stand in a public forum if that's not your gig and you're just trying to do other things. But it's only because you have taken a political stand on your show. I watch almost all of his shows, all the time, and he talks a lot about politics, like a lot,
And then
but then you stop at Trump. Like, it's weird that you stopped at Trump.
Then you talk good about him.
And
you talk good about him, but you don't want him to. You don't want him on your show, and then you endorse RFK Jr., who has absolutely no shot of winning. So to me, I just feel like it's a little. Just forgive me. I just think it's a little cowardly. When you have a big microphone and you are sitting there saying this man has made our lives better, and then on the other hand saying no, I'm never going to have him on our show. Right now, we are not in a place for people to live in lukewarm feelings. You have to draw a line in the sand. You either want to side with communist Kamala, or you want freedom.
Yeah. But anyway, Donald Trump wrote on X, "It will be interesting to see how loudly Joe Rogan gets booed the next time he enters the UFC ring." So that's him throwing a little shade. People are mad. People say that Trump shouldn't have been petty like that. And I'm like, okay, so how do people are like, oh, he should have wrote that. He should have just been more, what's the word? Classy about this. And all I can think is that, when has Donald Trump never clapped back? That would be unlike him. Wouldn't that be unlike him not to clap back a little bit at some of these things?
Be himself.
I mean, he's just being himself. I mean, it's not a big deal. I mean, let me say, no one's losing sleep. Joe's not losing sleep, and neither is Donald. So everybody's fine.
They're all sitting pretty in their ivory tower.
Everybody's fine. Joe Rogan vote who he wants to vote for. That does deserve some criticism.
Yeah.
And only because he put himself in a political realm. He put himself in there by talking about it. And so I think that the criticism he's getting is fair.